Hey traders, Nick Shaheen looking at American Airlines. In fact, this is the second time I recorded this video. The first time it was mute. Somehow audio didn't come out. Okay, so the opportunity here got kind of foiled by the GME debacle. So I think AAL stock, American Airlines, got caught up in this list of short stocks that are heavily shorted. So it rallied whatever 20% is. In one day and kind of ruined a perfect opportunity, so I had to reset it. So here's the logic I have set for this thing. In fact, when I was doing this, I was trying to explain it to somebody in the chat room, and they said, can you explain it to more? So in writing, I put it in writing, and then now I'm doing it by video because it's easier to do it that way. So the opportunity is, speaking of which, actually the chat room has a link down below. It's not free to be in there because it's a lot of hard work and we do good work in there. It is a PayPal transaction for $0, and you can try it out for 10 days and see if it's a good fit. No jerks allowed in there. I just met a jerk. It wasn't in there, but oh my gosh, talk about a bigot. So, oh man, I can't believe people still exist like that in the world, because he's from Wall Street and he resents the fact that I can do as well as they can, not being from Wall Street. I'm an engineer that figured this stuff out on my own. So here's an opportunity where price faded into a long bowl, so to speak. So they beat it down, they kept it down, and they're inching their way up. And then they tried to beat it down again, and it was inching its way up a lot better. You know, look at the first time, the second time. This is what they call a cup and handle formation. I don't care what they call it. It's a battle zone that has defined itself. And I was waiting for this breakout, and I had the trigger, and then this one day comes and goes, ruined it. Because I knew I couldn't chase it up 20% because it already met a couple of targets where I would have booked the first leg. And I was like, okay, so now let's reset it and hope for the best. And the best happened, which was falling down. You know, sorry if you got stuck up there, but maybe you get a chance to unwind it soon. So the idea is to let it come naturally to here, get above it, and then come back to test it for footing. That's how healthy breakouts happen. And then the target would be, according to the experts on Wall Street, somewhere the size of the bowl. So if you want to take that from the neckline, I'm going to eyeball it somewhere here, right? So if it gets to here, what's to stop it from filling the gap all the way to here? There's a gap from the COVID crash, you know, the accident scene from last year, February, March. But there are a lot of other important lines. One is here, which is a prior failure, which I believe they call a hammer, because it was a big up day that reversed trend tremendously, and they never looked back. And then there's a stomach to the candle above it here, the candle before it, and then one here. So these are three levels where I would have lightened up. So the breakout is not going to be a straight shot like this. It shouldn't. It may be another GME story, but it shouldn't. It should be like this: fail, struggle, bust through, fail, struggle, bust through, fail, struggle, and then finally stop wherever they want to. So the fundamentals are crappy because of no fault of their own, right? They're usually not ideal fundamentals anyway, airlines, except for Southwest. They've always had a reputation to overspend and not know how to protect their dollar. I think they've gotten smarter. Heck, they charge us for air now to get on there. If you want to book a seat on one of the cheaper seats, they charge me for a recliner. Oh, you want a seat that reclines? Oh, that's extra. You have to take a front seat. By the way, don't do that, because then you end up with no leg space. And I'm 6'2", and that's definitely not good. So the opportunities here, I have to be patient. So what's going on is higher lows knocking on a roof, prior fail. I have to ignore this to make this work. And I'll show you another airline which I found while discussing this, while doing the first video, that has a better, cleaner cut like this. So this is the opportunity in American Airlines, and I found the other two opportunities just by doing the video. So so actually the way I would trade it is buy the rip above this line, or buy it and hope to catch a swing. I don't like the hope, but there's a way of, quote, buying it by leaving room for error. If I trade options, I can sell put spreads or puts down here. I only sell puts if I want to own shares. And then this way, it's a directional bet. If it rallies, I make money, but if it falls, I can make money. So I don't really need anything to happen. In fact, I need nothing to happen for me to make money. So this gets me long now, And if the breakout progresses, then I can add calls or call spreads as it happens. Sorry about the noise. I don't know if you can hear it. My son is cutting up his truck to build a cage and put giant. It's turning into a race truck, so trophy truck. So the other alternative trade would be in SAVE. Not my favorite airlines to fly, but it's a cleaner cut, similar situation. This shows you what was not ruined by GME. GME is GameStop, and I'm referring to it not because I hate the stock. I'm referring to it as an incident where CNBC and company are telling you, here's a list of heavily shorted stocks that can do what GME did. All right, so the price range went from here, and it's squeezing tight. Logic dictates that it's going to have to resolve itself. Pop, check for footing, and go, or fade. So this is an easier way to explain to buy to rip or buy to dip. Because even if it dips, it's not the end of the world. It should have support. I like this candle right here. So it should have support all the way down here. If it loses this one, it might carry all the way down to here. But these two are the point of control by a long mile. And I'll explain that quickly. This is where buyers and sellers love to be active. So if anything is happening where it's falling into it, meaning sellers, more sellers than buyers, they come into a place where they both love it, they're going to be active more equally. So it'll be like, whoop. So that's the hope, right? So you buy the rip once it happens, no trigger, no trade, or buy the dip early by selling puts or put spreads if the premiums are there. I haven't checked. If not, some people like to buy the stock and wait. So here's the thing. People are getting more courageous at doing stuff as they get vaccinated. I know that from immediate family members. I have a lot of members that are on the front lines, surgeons and such, and intervening radiologists. So they took their jabs early, and now they're a lot more comfortable. Older people also have taken their jabs. I know in our area, they're doing them by the thousands, and it's nice and orderly, and people are getting more comfortable. So more people, if you carry that logic forward, more people are going to be flying. I flew all of last year. I flew on November with my whole family, and we got lucky. Nobody got sick. We flew American. All the planes were new, 737s, not MAX, but they were new, brand new. And so buy Boeing, basically, get long Boeing. That's the idea. And so the opportunity is going to be longer term. So if I got stuck holding a stock that's been depressed so badly, it's not the end of the world. The one I would like to hold if I'm stuck is Southwest, even though the opportunity is not as clear, but that's because it's a better stock. It's been performing better. I think the concept is that it was built on low margin. Remember, no frills airline, no peanuts, no nothing or whatever, no meals. You go in there, they give you a pretzels or whatever it was, and friends fly free. Say that fast. So I don't like it's losing this because technically it means it's going to here. But I would love it if it comes to here. I wouldn't love it if you're long. Sorry about that. But this candle, this line, this line, this line, this line, and this line tell me that there's going to be a lot of love. Get it? A lot of love for it down here. The risk is it falls to here, it consolidates, and then the market takes a tumble and it finishes the job. This whole area is very active. So this whole area is support. It's not a hard line in the sand. So meaning if I'm long the stock and I get stuck wrong in it, I'll stick it out. If I wanted to sell puts in it, I could personally if I wanted to own shares. I would not sell puts naked for a quote trade. I would sell a put spread for a trade. This way I can take the maximum punishment and not have to defend it, or choose to take the stock and sell the protection leg as it falls. So these are three opportunities in the airline sector. I got them because I was making a video to explain something to a friend in the chat room, and here we are. Three different opportunities. I think the cleanest one is my least favorite one as an airline, which would be this one. It's nice and clear cut. Big wrinkle. This guy. Earnings are coming February 9th, according to this. Double check it. February 10th. I don't know AM, PM. Double check it. So that makes it a binary bet. The ideal situation is to get long now and get the pop before that day. And if that's the case, I would get out because the earnings reaction overnight is completely binary. We have no clue. You saw what happened with Microsoft. They reported killer. Everything rallied. The next day, they all went down like negative, like we haven't had in a while. So it doesn't make sense what people expect. It's not even the estimates. It's not even that, because there are the estimates and then there are the whispers and what you think and what your friend thinks and how many think like you or the opposite of you or more than you or less than you. We can't guess. The CEO of the company cannot tell you how the stock is going to do next day, even though they know the P&L, they know the balance sheet, they know their forecast, they know their estimates, they know their answers to the questions in the call, and they still could not guess which way it's going to go. The overnight reaction, not the outlook, the overnight reaction is pure guesswork. I guarantee you, you cannot guess it with certainty better than a coin flip. Guaranteed. Anyway, these are the opportunities. I'm signing out. I'm still pissed off about that bigot. Gosh, I can't get him out of my head. I can't believe there are people like that in this world. Can you believe it? I mean, what? Anyway, later.